Wife's smart bar is on the fritz again. The sway bar light is on. There's been multiple problems with this bar, but over the years I've been able to keep it working. I know there's all kinds of other options. It actually has quick disconnects on it that we're not using. There's different actuators, there's different solutions to this, but you know what, my wife doesn't ask much of me. She wants it to work with a push button. Girl wants, girl gets. Did I mention they want $1,200 for a used one? So the latest saga with the smart bar. It broke. Well, that looks good. So what it comes down to is that the gear has stripped onto the shaft. The splines have rounded off and let go. So I know I can't get parts for any of this. So I think what we're going to do is clean it up and we're going to try welding it in. Now my concern is that this is spring steel. So I really don't know what it's going to do. But I'll tell you what, it can't be more broke than what it already is. Because yeah, that doesn't work.
A little bit of corrosion inhibitor for good measure. Lubricate all the moving parts with some marine grease. Some RTV sealant to keep the water out. Now the welding added a little bit of thickness to both halves of the stabilizer bar. So what I did is I removed the spacer washer that was located in between, and as I was assembling it, I made sure that there was still some movement indicating the proper clearance between the two halves of the bar.
And to make sure it works, seems to work beautifully. Okay, so the problem with this Jeep smart bars is water intrusion. The seals on the end let go, there's too much play, water gets into the mechanism for locking the bar itself, and corrosion happens, it seizes up, it doesn't work. Other issue that they're having is water and corrosion into the connector. So a couple of things that I've done to fix these in the past, and have been working really well, until the gear stripped off the shaft and it actually broke. So hopefully welding that up will be the solution to that. A couple of things I've done to prevent this water intrusion from happening in the past is I've used dielectric grease on the connector, and as I look at this, there's no water in the module or in the connector, so that's working. Another thing I did as well, since we can't replace these seals, I drilled 2 holes and installed 2 grease nipples just inboard of the seal. So I'm using a marine grease to, in effect, do a grease seal to keep the water out. I grease it every time I do an oil change, and that bar has been working well ever since. It is showing some wear, but I see that repairing that welding that gear on has taken away some of that play, and I'm quite happy with this. I think this is going to be a fix. Another thing I've done is I've cut this mount off of the stabilizer arm bushing and rotate it and weld it back on in a way that rotates the housing so that the connector and the module are now facing up, away from the water, away from possible damage. What it did require is a spacer to drop the bar a little bit for clearance. Four or five pumps of grease, just so you see a little bit of grease going past the seal, just like so, and we are in business. A little bit of dielectric grease on the seal of the connector. So by relocating this mount, that allows the actuator and the connector to be located on top, out of harm's way. And that is nice and tight again. I'm happy with that.